Okay, shoulder cars. So, shoulders here. We're going to work its full range of motion. So the shoulder joint is a rotational joint first, right? And then it's linear work, which is flexion and extension. So we're going to work the end range for the entire joint capsule. For the whole movement, you're going to imagine that you're sort of pushing through water or an atmosphere that is 20 to 30% more dense than the air. So never do you want to race through these because you're not going to get the right signaling from the joint capsule to the brain to figure out what's going on. So start with your hand in front. You're going to externally rotate. So that is moving the shoulder towards the outside. You're going to flex. So as you go up, you're going to move your thumb into a neutral position as you get to the top or the end range of flexion. So that might be here for some, it might be here for some, it might be a little further back for some. But what you're going to watch out for is how the body compensates. So the elbow might start to bend, you might start to laterally flex to the side. Big one for people is that they cheat and they end up thinking they're getting full shoulder flexion, but you're actually hinging at the back. So what we're doing is cultivating joint independence before we get into codependence of multiple joints. So externally rotate, neutral position at your end range. When you've reached your end range, you're going to abduct to the side slightly, sort of like curbing the perimeter of that end range. And at the same time, you're going to switch that rotation to an internal rotation, continually internally rotating until you're right at the side. You're going to reverse this movement now. So you're going to, from an internally rotated position, you're going to extend until you've reached your end range. And then from there, you're going to slowly unwind, externally rotate, continue that journey all the way forward until you're right where you started, externally rotated. Thumb out, external rotation comes from the shoulder, even though it looks like it's from the wrist, but be aware of the shoulder. All the way up, neutral position at the top. Now, compensation patterns for this one are going to be usually laterally flexing to the side. So make sure that you keep that counter rotation as well as rotation backwards, forward. So you're kind of like pushing up against the stretch to make sure that you are getting a full range of motion specifically from that joint. Reverse that motion, back, unwinding, all the way forward. Same time, keep your shoulder depressed. Okay, you don't want to elevate the shoulder as you're going around. So I'll do one more rotation, forward, thumb up, back, reach that end range. Keep that internal rotation, halfway done. Reverse that until you've reached your end range. Moving all the way around, externally rotating, ending at the front. 5 to 10 repetitions per side, or until your shoulder feels better. You're going to duplicate this, obviously, on the other side.